I welcome you all. Dear friends, today's topic is emerging trends in Indian politics. We know that with the passage of time and the circumstances, changes come in the society. Whenever we have changes in the society, it means that politics also gets affected. The same happened in the Indian politics. We find a change in social, political, economic and cultural scenario in the country, and politics also changed with this passage of time. India got independence before 7 decades, and country adopted its constitution in 1950s with the objective of justice, equality, fraternity, and with the democratic system. To achieve these goals, the different governments formed at the center and the state level, they tried to do their best. The scenario of the country after independence. Before analyzing the emerging trend in present context, we would like to have a look at the political scenario since 1947. The first 2 decades from since independence 47 to 67, we find that there was a political system which was dominated by a single party known the Congress Party. It was the time, or it was the era when the governments at the center level or at the state level were formed by the Congress Party, and it was in a dominant position. And it was the time whenever center and the states had very cordial relations. There was no time of tensions and conflict between them. After 1967, the scenario has changed. In the election of 1967, about more than half of the states, the non-Congress party formed their government. It was the time whenever these regional parties wanted to have their power, they wanted to have their share in the government, and they wanted to replace the Congress party rule, especially in the states. And that was the reason that these regional parties were accepted by the people, and they came with the good seats, and they formed with the help of the other parties, they formed the government also. In the year of 1977, we see that we had a coalition government, the first time coalition government led by the Janata Party, and it was the coalition government at the center with the objective to provide the option of the Congress Party, or to have the power at the center level. And this could be done due to the support, or we can say with coming together of the regional parties to form the government. The regional parties, and especially the parties were working successfully in the states, they shown their importance at the center level politics, although they were having the good seats or having the government at the state, but that after this they started to play their role at the center level also, and no party, whether it was the Congress party and later on the BJP, they could not ignore the importance of the regional parties. In the year of 90s, or the last decade of 20th century, we see that was the time when the political scenario at the international level, with the implication of the liberalization, globalization and privatization, the Indian politics had also get affected. Means whenever these 3 concepts adopted in our country, then it started to change the political scenario of our country, and it's was the time when we find that the coalition government were working in our country since 1989 to till 2014. Now the situation has changed, and we have a government which has a majority in the Lok Sabha. That's why sometimes whenever we talk about the emerging trends in Indian political system, it is analyzed by the scholars, by the politicians, by the writers, and by the scholars of not only of political science but in other field also. They analyze or they drive the conclusion that again India is moving towards the one dominant party system. The BJP is leading at the center as well as the states. The other parties, the other major party like Congress or regional parties, now they have confined with the only few states, and somewhere they are having their governments, they are losing. We can see in the recent example of Madhya Pradesh, and again the politics of the Rajasthan is also in between this conflict between the Congress party and the other party which are supporting to the government. And this is again a very different scenario we have since 2014, especially whenever we had the coalition government. That time there was a opposition party which were sometimes very strong, but especially since 2014 we can see there is a lack of strong opposition in our national level politics, because in a democratic system like India, which is still emerging, which is the largest democracy in the country, it needs a very strong opposition which can have a watch on the leading party or the party in the government. But nowadays the country is missing the strong opposition party at the center level and to some extent at the state level, because where the governments have been formed by the party, they are in a strong position. It means that these states also lack the strong opposition in their states. Now, phenomena of coalition governments have become very common in our country, or now we can say that we have accepted this phenomena, especially in the states. If we analyze in the 21st century, the most of the states are governed by the coalition government. These coalition governments have different nature. Sometimes the government is leading by the Congress party with the support of the other parties, and in few states it is the government of the BJP party that is supported by the other parties, and sometimes the other regional parties, they are coming together and have their government with the support of these regional parties or the state parties. This is the scenario. It's very common in the states. In last 2 decades, the center level coalition government we had for more than 2 decades. Since 2014, we have a party or we have a government which is in the majority after a long time. But still, it is a part of the alliance which is known as the National Democratic Alliance. It is an alliance which is led by the BJP government, and the other alliance we have, which is known the UPA, which is led by the Congress party. It means the present government, although it has its majority in the Lok Sabha, but it is a part of the coalition, and it is a positive sign for our country that being a majority party in the Lok Sabha, it is supported by the local parties or the regional parties, and they are working together for a long time. That is a very positive sign for our country being a democratic, which is moving towards be the strengthened day by day. This is the scenario of our country. We have a multi-party system also in our country. We can see at the state level and the center level, multi-party system is also there. In the first 2 decades, the country had a single dominant party system, but after that the regional parties are coming with the very dynamic issues and with the expectations of the local people, regional people, and they promised not all in their manifestos to fulfill the expectations or demands of the people, but they are doing, they are working on the issues of the people, and whatever they have written in their manifestos, they are working on that. It is a trend of our politics. But the coalition government which are coming at the center and the state level, sometimes they are coming together with the unprincipled politics. There are two type of coalition. First is which is known as the pre-poll coalition, and the second one is a post-poll coalition. In the pre-poll coalition, the parties come together to adopt a common minimum program. Means the parties who are the part of the coalition, they will work on this common minimum program, and they would like to achieve the objective of this common minimum program, and they come in the election with this common minimum program, and they make aware the people of the objective of their alliance or their coalition, and they come with their objectives and with their goal among the people. The second type of coalition is which is formed after the election. So it is not the post-poll election. Means whenever a single party is not in position, or whenever it is not in majority, then they try to get the support of the other parties to form a government. Or in other words, the parties, the regional parties or the state level parties, they come together to have their government, to form the government, or to retain their government if they are already in a power. That is a system. If they are coming with the common minimum program with the pre-poll election, the pre-poll, it means they have their ideology, they are coming with their ideology, and they are coming together with their ideology to some extent. But whenever the parties are coming in a coalition after the elections, so sometime they leave their principles, they leave their ideologies, because every political party party has their own ideology, own principles. Whenever they leave their principles, means they are compromising with the principles or with the ideology, and whenever they leave it, it means it is against the principle of a democratic system. So it is very common in the country that most of the time the political parties are coming to gain the power and to retain their power, and this phenomena is creating a type of unholy politics in our country, which can be seen at the central level and the state level. That's why the most of the time the politics of defection have become very common in the country. The members of the party are shifting their loyalties to the different political parties. Sometimes they are the part of the one party, and whenever they don't have the majority, they are not in position to get the power, immediately they shift their loyalty to the other parties, which is against the democratic system, which is against the ideologies of the political parties. So this has become very common in our country, although we have a anti-defection act in our country, but still especially at the state level politics, the politicians or the members of the political parties are engaged in the defection. And especially in the recent example, I can quote here the example of the Madhya Pradesh, where the government has changed now, and now the state has the government of the different political party. When most of the time we see that demands come for the having a different state, demand for the separated states. Earlier, most of the states were formed on the basis of the language, on the basis of the demand of the people, economic demand of especially, and to administer the state. Whenever they will have the small state, they will be administered easily or in a efficient manner, but still the demands are coming from the different sides, and it is not only a phenomena of the large states but from the small states. That's why the number of the states have been increasing in our country, and still there are several demands are still pending in the country. That is the reason that most of the time we see that the relations between the center and the states get very incordial, in the sense that states have more demands. They want autonomy in their field, because in a political system like us, where we have the federal structure, and in a federal structure the constitution or of country distributed or divided the powers of center and the states. Both the governments derive their power from the constitution, and the constitution is the supreme. It means that the states and the center, they will work only the matter or the item which are given in their list. Through the constitution, the items or the matters are dividing between the center and the states, like union list, central union list, state list, and the concurrent list. But after this, the states or the center relations, due to the implementation of Article 356 and on the other issues, the relations are not sometimes very cordial. That's why in the 1983, Mrs. Indira Gandhi constituted or formed a commission to have a better relation between the center and the state, and later on the other commissions like Punji commissions was constituted to have the better relation between center and the state. And still in a emerging politics in our country, sometimes we find that the state, especially those are having the government of the different party, what we have at the center life, the relations are not very cordial. That is the phenomenon. Lack of discipline in political parties. In India, when we have a multi-party system, this is the problem, that most of the parties or especially the members of the political parties, they change their loyalty. It means it is a one type of indiscipline in the party. They are coming or in the legislature with the name of the different party, but after coming or after winning the election, they change their party to get the power and to have the share in the power. That is the scenario that it shows the lack of discipline. Sometimes the parties throw a lot of mud on the other parties, and again after some time they become the part of that party, or they become the part of that coalition. It is a very common phenomenon in countries, and Indian political system sometimes gets affected with the scenario of with the incidents or with the impact of the international politics also. As we can see, after the creation of Bangladesh, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she came in the election of 1972 with a good majority in the Lok Sabha. So it means the party or the politics gets affected, or we have the impact of this incident in our country politics. The same after the assassination of our former Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the Congress party came into power with the highest majority since 1947. That is the scenario in our country which can be seen in the political system of our country. Political parties sometimes they play the emotions of the people. The feeling of communalism can be seen very easily, although it was used by the Britishers to fulfill their interest, and they played the card of divide and rule. But after the independence, until date, we have the same scenario. Most of the political parties, they play the card of religion, they play the card of caste, and they try to get, or they try to win the faith of the people in the political system. And money power is also playing a very important role in our politics. The parties or the members of the parties, whenever they have the more money, it means they are more sure that they will get the power. Although the election commission of our country have restricted or have made it mandatory to spend the money in a limited way, but in other side, the parties or the members of the parties or independent members also, they are spending money beyond that limit. There is one very specific trend in Indian politics. It is personality cult in our country. That here the leader of the party is known with the party name. The people know or cast their vote on the name of the party leader, whether at the state level or the national level. We can see the several examples of the state level political parties that they are working or the people are accepting the parties with the name of their leader. They know the name of the leader and they cast their vote and they have the faith in the leader. It means personality cult, it is not at the center level, it is the phenomena of the state level also, and in almost all the political parties, that is the thing in our country. And we can see very common at the center level and the state, and very common in the most of the political parties, that the politics of dynasty, the members of the political party or the children of the leader who are very active in the political party, the party is led by their children or their family members. Most of the tickets are distributed to the members of their family, and if the party form the government, the main portfolios are also given to the family members. Means it is a very common national level and the state level, and most of the parties have the polity of dynasty in their party system. But other side, we can see the different trends in our political scenario also, or the political system of our country. For example, I would like to give the example, just nowadays the most of the political parties have the agenda of their party, the development has taken place in the manifestos of most of the parties, and even their functioning also. In the earlier phase, we can see that casteism, regionalism, class, justice, social justice and other agenda were more prominent. But since the last especially 1990s or in the present 2 decades, we can see that the issue of development has become very important. Now the political parties have focusing, especially they are focusing to achieve the goal of development, and they have in their manifestos, they are coming together, they are forming the government to achieve the goal of the development. Again, the same side, I would like to say that the good governance which took the place at the international scenario in the last decade of 20th century. Now it has become very common in our country also. Although the concept of good governance has been existing since the civilization in our country, but especially in a present century, most of the countries have their objective to achieve the goal of good governance. That's why the most of the parties, whether they were at the central level or the state level, they try to have the to start or to take the initiatives of the characteristic of the good governance, like transparency Right to Information Act has been enacted in our country and working very successfully. We have the institutions like local government at the local level, and in this direction we have citizen charters, we have people oriented, people centric governments. Means these characteristics are being focused by the government at the center and the state level. It is the main agenda of the government nowadays. And this side we can see that nowadays the Indian federal system is moving towards the cooperative model of the cooperative federalism. As we know that India has adopted a federal system, although the federal word is not used in our constitution, but we have the characteristic of federal system in our country. And since 1947 we had a different model of federalism, like unity model, and we had cooperative, then bargaining, but again we are moving towards the cooperative federalism. And especially in the during the period of pandemic or COVID-19, we can see that the state governments and the center, they are working together to fight this pandemic, to fight the COVID-19. And sometimes the center government and the state government, they are not in position to have the face-to-face meeting, but still the governments, center government is trying to make the contacts with the state leaders, with the state chief ministers and other leaders of the party through their virtual meeting, virtual conference. And with these initiatives, our federal system is moving towards that. And this trend of our country, this trend of Indian politics is going towards is moving towards the good governance, to achieve the goal of development, to provide the stable government in our country. Because since 2014 the country has a government which has majority in the Lok Sabha. Means we have a very stable government in last few years. This stable government they will provide a platform to the people to come and share their views. And like the platform we have My Government and other portals, where government is trying to make the government citizen centric. Means citizen is the first, not to run a government to fulfill or to work on a regular basis, but to make it more cooperative and to make it more people centric. Citizen in the first is the mantra of the present government. With all these emerging trends can be seen in our politics, and more nowadays the most of the parties and the government of the parties, they are working in this direction. And we hope that in coming years and decades the country or the trend will move in a positive direction. Thank you very much.